Hariom. As I'm editing this vlog, the importance of connecting with our divine feminine essence becomes more and more necessary. It's essential now more than ever to truly deepen our connection with our womb and our cyclical nature. The overwhelming fire of society has been rising with the season of summer, and the fire of the goddess is calling us back home to our power. It's time to tap into the ancestral wisdom held within our being and awaken the knowledge of the womb. These divine portals have been regulated too long as we've been spoon-fed bare minimum information as young women to become dependent on things beyond us. But we have the power, and that's the egotistical man's greatest fear. Hariom, welcome back to my channel. My name is Bodhi, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys some of my self-care tips for my moon cycle. I really like to treat my moon cycles as sacred times where I call it womb wisdom. It is showing me what in my life may need reflecting on or balancing, or tell me if I am living relatively balanced enough that it's like everything is good. This past flow was heavier, had a lot more cramps, and I already know what the factor was, honestly, in affecting that, because I already kind of knew that caffeine can kind of have a negative effect on hormones and just circumstances. But after this period, I was like, I am done with caffeine again. I don't normally even drink it, so I think it's like partially body sensitivity to caffeine that I just don't normally take in caffeine. So I'm just like, yeah, I'm just gonna leave that out for now. And I feel like this is just like it can be like a sacred time, because I feel like we have such a negative connotation around our moon cycles that when they come, we're like, ugh, like, yeah, they're painful. I really get it. Like, they're painful. And if you have like PCOS or endometriosis, like, it can be a pain in the arse, but it's like, what is it telling us? Like, what is going on in our bodies that is causing these like heavy blood flows or non-existent, really, really light blood flows? Like, our hormones are very sensitive to stress, alcohol, caffeine, stimulants, our diet, our lifestyle. It's just kind of, I feel like our period almost reflects like how our lifestyle has been the last like 21 to 28 days. So yeah, I kind of like to use my personal moon cycle as a time to reflect and set intentions for my lifestyle so that my hormones stay balanced. I feel like that's not something that we get taught growing up. It's like how to balance your hormones. We just run off of caffeine and we drink wine to relax and call it a day. But sometimes these habits that look comforting can actually have a negative effect on our hormones. And yeah, so I'm going to share with you guys some of my self-care tips. Sorry for that little bit of a ramble. And I'm going to get to it. I like to take this time in the first heavy day of my moon cycle to tap into whatever my body may be telling me. And I tend to stay grounded during this time. I try to regulate my nervous system, as it's the easiest time for me to just feel almost out of whack, you can say. And I just feel like for any person who bleeds, it's a divine time to just tap into the wisdom within, see what's going on, check in with yourself, reflect on, say, your lifestyle, your habits, and just try to get to, say, the root of any discomfort. And it's almost just like an energetic release as well as a physical release with the bleed itself. In terms of my sadhana, my spiritual practices, when I'm on my moon cycle, I do put energetic focus on my womb space, and I tend not to do any asanas that are like crazy, put pressure on the abdomen, unless it's like in a forward fold, and it's supported to just help ground my body, not put any strain. I tend to get low back pain, so I do forward folds to kind of stretch my low back, my hamstrings. I like to do pigeon. It just feels good on the hips, and I'll avoid like Kapalabhati and pranayama because it's like it's forceful on the just womb area in general. But I only avoid it when it's my heaviest flow, because I spot for a few days around the heavy part of my moon cycle. When it's spotty, I just kind of still do Kapalabhati and my normal flow, but then when it gets heavy and I get crampy, that's when I take it slow. I do Yoga Nidra, Nadi Shuddhi, or alternate nostril breathing, and I just take it easy, gentle Hatha. I think I said Yoga Nidra already. I tend to do more Yoga Nidra because I get a little more anxious on my moon cycle. Anything to keep my body grounded and just keep me feeling good. So in terms of my spiritual practices, I just tend to chant my normal Sanskrit and things like that. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari 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 Om. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari Hari Om. Hari Om, Hari Om, Hari 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 Om. See that? I tend to just stay grounded on my moon cycle, and I become a hermit on my heavy flow days because I'm just like, I know I don't want to move. I want to move, but I want to take it easy. As for the other days following the heavy bleed, my asana sadhana practice tends to be a little more active, but nothing too overwhelming because I still want to keep balance within my mind. And during this time, again, I can be more anxious, but I add a little bit of just movement back in, as during the time coming out of the bleed, I tend to gain more energy, and I just tap back in, into the body, into the movement, and see what needs to be moved and opened up, following this good release, followed by some kisses from Phil. But yeah, just some gentle movement followed by good stretches, and reconstructive rest pose will always be a pose I return to just to reground my body, just in case my mind gets a little overactive in my practice. And I also tend to end my practice with long Yoga Nidra, some alternate nostril breathing, and Yoni Mudra, which helps to balance the mind, and Yoni Mudra. Another form of self-care on my moon cycle are the herbs, the wisdom of the earth that grows medicine all around us. I like to take advantage of the properties and the abundance that earth gives us. So I use Krishna holy basil to calm my mind, lavender for calming effect, of course, along with chamomile, calendula, and raspberry leaf are good for like PMS symptoms, and I always notice my cramps lessen a lot after drinking a cup or two of this tea with this specific blend. So it's kind of like a sacred little moon cycle ritual because I don't tend to make this blend any other time of the month. So this is, I call it just my womb. It's not my womb, my moon cycle blend. Something I've started doing recently, along with my moon cycle, is journaling my cycle, noticing if there are any differences or reoccurring patterns, in the flow if it's painful. Sometimes they're painless, and so I wonder what changed in my habits in the last 21 to 28 days that could have changed, and I just log them, and I can always return to them whenever I just want to compare cycle to cycle. And I recommend too, as you know, as a safe space. You can never go wrong with pen and paper. Beginning of like summer vlog. Today's the summer solstice, and I just finished doing a very still quite activating yoga practice, trying to cultivate my inner fire. If I'm being completely honest and vulnerable with you guys, I have been like stagnant more days than active, I guess. Like in my vlogs, like I'm going out on the weekends, which is my days off, but after work, which I don't work very like long days, like 6-7 hour days, in the morning I come home and I've just been like watching TV. I've just been stuck. I've been stagnant. And so I guess this is me kind of using summer solstice energy, this shift in the atmosphere and around me, kindling to rekindle the fire within. Shakti Om, Shakti Om, Shakti Om. You know that feeling when you've had one super kind of emotional roller coaster type of day and you just spent the whole day with your emotions going up and down and like all over the place and you've been ungrounded until you reach that breaking point where you just let it out and you cry and collapse and then after that final collapse, it's kind of like once you dust the rubble off your back, you're standing up and you feel lighter. You feel like a different person coming out of the ashes, and the next day it's just like this mellowed out, peaceful, settled energy, like leaves after a windy day in the fall. Like the energy is settled. There's nothing overwhelming you right now. There's nothing overwhelming me right now, and that was me yesterday. And today I am just focusing kind of on a little bit of some inner child TLC, and of course just personal TLC for the day. Shivaya Gurave Satchidananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Santaya Niralambaya Teshase. The Guru is auspiciousness, embodiment of truth, knowledge, bliss. Salutations to the one who is beyond the world, peaceful, independent, and radiant. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Shugandhim Pushtivardhanan Purvaru Kamiva Bandhanam Mrityor Mukshya Mamritat. We worship you, all-seeing one, fragrant you nourish bounteously. From fear of death may you cut us free, to realize immortality. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Asatoma Satkamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurmamritam Gamaya. Lead us from unreal to real. Lead us from darkness to the light. Lead us from the fear of death to knowledge of immortality. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. May the entire universe be filled with peace and joy, love and light, and may the light of truth overcome all darkness. Victory to that light. Jai Shri Sakura Maharaj Ki. Jai. Okay, as you saw, we just went swimming, and then we took a shower, and now we're making lunch, and we're about to watch a movie, because Phil just discovered that we have access to HBO Max through Hulu, and we are just kind of gonna relax for the afternoon before the evening when we go out to meet up with our friends and just have a good time. It's been a good day so far. I took a nap because after we went swimming, I was just exhausted. I crashed. I was just like out. And now we're about to leave and go catch up with a friend. But this morning was still really nice for me to move slow and have that long meditation and pull from my oracle deck, and which my oracle deck really was just it was nice messages. I've been getting some good reads here lately. I'm still waking up, but yeah, that's it. I'm like, that's it, I guess, because I've been low-key working on this vlog for like a week and a half now. But just time and energy has been weird, so I'm like, I guess this can kind of conclude it. But I'll see you guys in my next vlog. Thanks for bearing with me, and I hope you guys, take care of yourself, stay safe, keep protecting your peace. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.